Um, it says stop streaming. Virtual started. Okay. And I'll record. And I'll go live. And now, today is another video in the series of about Newcom. Get the app. It's cheap. Doesn't cost much at all. It's 65 Australian, 43 almost American, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of value. Insane. Here is the CEO talking about it and explaining it.
Welcome everybody to the Newcom Town Hall. My name is Jim Poole. I'm the CEO of Newcom. And it's an honor and privilege to be with you today. So happy March 2026. I hope everybody's doing well. We have a full slate for today. We have a lot to discuss, a lot of questions coming in. You know, we have an interesting customer base because we serve people across 106 countries. And some people have been with us for years and some people are just getting started. So I will try to address all the questions that came in. Thank you very much for those questions. Focus mostly around how to use Rescue and the difference between Rescue VT, which stands for vagal tone. But before I get started on some of the science and when I would use Rescue VT 20 versus 40 and what is VT and how's it different from the other tracks, I'd like to start by kind of just giving you guys a little lens into the last maybe 90, 100 days of Newcom. It's hard for us to stay top of mind with people and everybody's so busy and everybody's attention span's a little crazy and we're constantly go, 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 go. But when we do big things, we try to stay in touch with everybody through town halls like this or through email campaigns or in-app messaging. So a big thing happened November 6th, 2026 for us. At 12:09 p.m., we surpassed 2 billion minutes of Newcom played globally. 2 billion minutes. Now, for me personally, it's just a lot of zeros and doesn't really have much understanding for my brain. So I looked into it, and 2 billion minutes is 3,805 years. Now, that seems substantial to me. So looking back in time, maybe we go to the pyramids of Giza, and about 350 years after they were created, we started relaxing humanity. So it's a long time, and we're really proud of that accomplishment. And the pace is only accelerating. So we'll surpass 3 billion at this rate this calendar year. I mean, it's rather incredible. On December 2nd, we launched Newcom for Business. Now, shame on us for serving people one-on-one and families and spouses and kids and parents and neighbors. We never really took the opportunity to say, wait a second. Employers and employees are human. And an employer would benefit tremendously by bringing Newcom into their company. A lot of companies are challenged with recruitment, with retention, but everybody's challenged with stress management, responsibility, being a parent, you know, going to your job, doing all the things we do as our life gets bigger and more chaotic and more responsibilities. It impacts our sleep, it impacts our focus, it impacts our fatigue. So imagine any employer or an employee from a big company to a small, bringing Newcom in and allowing that employee to not live in constant state of stress, to actually sleep well every night, to actually come to work inspired and ready to go, to be able to focus literally while at work. So this is a really big deal for us. We've done a lot of large enterprise B2B, whether it was military, Department of Defense, Department of Justice, FBI, et cetera, professional sports teams, FedEx Pilots Union. We've done a lot of the big pieces, but now this is open for business. So there's a book called Newcom for Business, Your Unfair Advantage, written by David D'Arcangelo, who's a gentleman who's run a couple public companies and many private companies. And he's been using Newcom religiously for a couple of years. And he's like, you know what? This is like the hidden jewel. This, you know, human capital is the most differentiated, valuable asset for any company. So let's take better care of them. So That launched on December 2nd. A fast follow on December 4th, Ryan Lane, who's a former CEO of a software company for background checks in law enforcement, came to us and said, hey, law enforcement and public safety and the lifestyle of law enforcement and public safety literally drains your nervous system. It puts you in a state of constant kind of hypervigilance. It depletes your sleep, and it's not healthy. Let's bring this to law enforcement. So we began New Calm for Public Safety on December 4th, and we're really doing amazing things for public safety. If you are in public safety, law enforcement, fire, dispatch, etc., contact us. We would love to educate you on how we deploy this through public safety. December 9th, many of you may have seen this. There was a press release and a lot of pomp and circumstance around this, but December 9th, we surpassed or broke our own world record. We know this because we're the company that does New Calm. In 2018, January, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, where we won Best of CES, the largest trade show in the world. How did we do that? Well, we New Calmed 1,847 people over a 3-day period where we had a queue up to 2 to 3 hours every day, and we had 26 New Calm stations. We never thought we'd surpass that number. 1,847 people or New Calm sessions at a single live event is incredible. Well, we did. We surpassed it like significantly. So we attended a Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins in West Palm Beach, Florida. We had 24 New Calm stations, and we did 2,716 New Calm sessions at a single live event. So that's incredible. We took really good care of a lot of people who needed the help, wanted the help, and were grateful for the help. Imagine you're sleep deprived, you're overstimulated, you're learning a lot, you're going through psychological and emotional transformation. I mean, it's an amazing event. And at some point, you just come in, lie down on a beanbag or a chair, we put on Rescue VT. 20 minutes later, you get up, you're fully restored. It's like putting Humpty Dumpty back together. So that was an amazing piece. In hospitality, some of you know that we've kind of been playing in hospitality for a long time, more than 10 years. But in a lot of high-end hotels, New Calm has been put into the spa. And that's well and good. And it's good for either adjunct therapy on top of a massage, or you're stacking biohacks and you're doing it with red light, or you're just doing it as a standalone relaxation therapy. That's fine. But it's not ubiquitous enough. So this past year, the Intercontinental in Singapore said, you know what? We're a hotel. We're a high-end hotel in a country that values wellness, is on the progressive leading edge of wellness. And what do you do in a hotel? Why are you here? You're here to find a safe, comfortable place to rest, get your sleep so you can perform or vacation, whatever the purpose of the trip is. So the Intercontinental Singapore, led by Andreas Kramer, are the first hotel in the world to bring New Calm into the room, using deepest sleep in the room. And then the Crowne Plaza at Changi Airport, the #1 rated airport hotel in the world, was a fast follow. So today, if you're lucky enough to fly through the Changi Airport in Singapore, whether en route somewhere else or you're there to stay, and you go to the Crowne Plaza and you check in, there's an ambassador in the lobby talking to you about New Calm. Hey, welcome. Where'd you fly in from? Are you tired or jet lagged? Well, guess what? We've brought in the world's most powerful patented neuroscience designed to help you sleep tonight, like a baby, even though we know you're not home. Then you step into the elevator and there's a video about New Calm. Then you get into your room and there's a tent card with a QR code for a free trial to New Calm, and then an explanation on how to connect your device to a Bluetooth speaker, and voila. So we're really excited about this opportunity because we spent 36 years creating, inventing, patenting, clinically proving, innovating, expanding, and growing the offering. Now it's really just about awareness. We can't help you, no matter where you are in this world today. We can't help you resolve your stress, improve your sleep, focus on demand, elevate your energy without energy drinks. We can't do this if you don't know we exist. So we have a lot of lines out there in the ocean, all designed to create awareness to drive you to try the product. January 20th, was an amazing day for us on product innovation. In one single day, we launched 119 hours of new content into the mobile app. We launched 3 products, Deepest Sleep Plus, and Priming. And we launched a stress test into the app. Imagine this. We're a company that from 2009 to 2016 offered 4 30-minute tracks. That's all we did. It's all you had the offering for. That's it. 2 hours of the same stuff over and over and over. And in one day, we launched 119 hours of content. And this is a couple years worth of work in one day. And it's been an amazing lift to adoption, to usage. And I'll get into some of those numbers in a second. But let me speak to what Deepest Sleep and Deepest Sleep Plus are. We had the foundation of deep sleep, and deep sleep was designed to spend the first 50 minutes of your evening with our technology guiding your brain down into 0.5 hertz and putting you into sleep. And then we take the foot off the accelerator and allow your body to get into your natural sleep cycles. That is deep sleep. In November of last year, we launched Deepest Sleep into the Mastermind Vault. What is deepest sleep? Well, we know physiologically that the biorhythm of your liver wakes you up between 2 and 3 each night. Especially after 40 years old, you're going to get up and use the bathroom. This isn't by coincidence, and you're not unique and you're not alone. Everybody over 40 is getting up every night between 2 and 3 to use the restroom. The challenge isn't getting up to use the restroom. The challenge is not allowing your amygdala, your fight or flight or your worry center, to wake up when you're using the restroom. So knowing this and understanding the physiology, also understanding the capability that we have as a neuroscience company that understands how to modulate brainwave function, but also understands the biorhythm of the brain. Deepest sleep begins with the same 50 minutes of physics to begin your evening and help you go to sleep. And then at hour 4, it comes back so that you're not going to have nights where you get up to use the restroom, everything's good, you're tired, you go pee, but your brain wakes up, and then you start perseverating over something you can't solve at 2:39 in the morning. And then you start getting agitated, and then stress hormone, cortisol, starts kicking in. You're not falling back to sleep for a while. Well, we don't have to deal with that anymore. Deepest sleep is designed to take care of that. So you're going to fall asleep in the beginning of the night. You're still going to get up to use the restroom. But when you do, you're going to fall right back to sleep. So that is deepest sleep. And then you see a Deepest Sleep Plus. Well, what's the plus? Deepest Sleep, since we launched it, or Deep Sleep, November 15, 2021, has been one of the most popular tracks in the world. Okay, great. Well, we've learned a lot. And many people have said, when I kind of put my phone down or I stop and I take a breath and I'm in my pajamas and I want to get in bed, maybe perhaps I don't want to go right to sleep. So can you build us something that kind of helps us wind down? So for those first 5, 10, 15 minutes, just allow me to take a breath. So we put rescue, 20 minutes of rescue, relaxing your nervous system, winding you down into deepest sleep. So Deepest Sleep Plus gives you a 20-minute entryway into the Deepest Sleep platform. So there's the difference between the two. Some people like to go right to sleep. Some people like to wind down before sleep. The Deepest Sleep part of both tracks is identical. It's the 20-minute entry point. That's the unique piece. It's completely up to you. Try any and all of them. They're amazing, and you'll see which one kind of resonates with you most. And then priming. In the upper amplitude of brainwave function, the elevation of 40 hertz, 41 hertz, there are subtleties and there are differentiations. 40 hertz can activate your mental acuity, elevate your conscious thinking, and inspire your mind without necessarily activating the gross motor cortex and the sensory motor rhythm and your olfactory and your peripheral vision and all the physiological benefits of Ignite. So there's a subtlety there. Priming is designed for mental acuity and elevated consciousness. Ignite is designed for that, but also the physical activation. So priming, we took out several tracks out of Ignite. They didn't really belong there, but we didn't have a product offering. And then you'll see in priming, that's where our world-class collaborators are. So back in 2017 and 18, we brought our first collaborations to the world when we brought collaborations with Tony Robbins in Ignite, 13 minutes. It takes us about 9.5 minutes to amplify your brainwave function to 41 hertz and that peak sense of absolute certainty and mental acuity and physical prowess. And then we collaborate with Jim Quick, the world's leading brain coach. And recently we collaborated with Roger Love, the world's leading voice coach, and his accomplished daughter, Madison Amico Love, an amazing gifted vocalist, a Grammy songwriter, singer in her own right. And then Tuesday, March 10th, we launched Money Mindset with Mark Victor Hansen in the vault. So in priming, you have collaborations with the best in the world at their craft. You have Tony Robbins for state management and energy and purpose. You have Jim Quick for brain health. You have Roger Love and Madison Amico Love for vocal coaching, really amplifying your ability to communicate with confidence and clarity. And now we have Mark Victor Hansen. It will leave the vault at some point and come to the master app. So in priming, you'll have all these categories. We also brought the stress test to life. Now, July 9th, we launched a stress test. Now, for those of you who've been with us for a long time, you know we do nothing in haste. We do everything methodical, and we also learn as we go. That was the whole reason we created the mastermind. We wanted access to the voice of the customer and a feedback loop. And so we launched the stress test. We wanted to find out how much work is it going to take for us to try to help people better understand true quantified self. How do I measure things in my body that are important to me? And I love the fact that people wear a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or a Garmin or a Whoop. Those are all great. But those devices have to sacrifice accuracy for convenience. To get true heart rate variability, you need a single lead ECG device on your heart. You need to capture incredible amounts of data to get anything predictable and specific. But the stress test and the whole voice analysis audio physics world is amazing and fascinating. In the stress test, in 35 seconds, we capture more than 1 million data points with a specific analysis of over 10,000 biometrics. And one thing that's cool about this is it's all designed to showcase to you in real time a window into the health of your nervous system. How am I balanced between the sympathetic nervous system of my stress response and the parasympathetic nervous system of my rest response? And one thing I really appreciate about this physics and this model and how this works is your voice doesn't lie. Now, we as humans can tell lies, but your voice doesn't lie. Now, how is this so? Well, because the vagus nerve is the communication pathway of the autonomic nervous system. It literally is the highway of the sympathetic tone and the parasympathetic tone. And the vagus nerve is connected to the vocal cords through the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So guess what? How you speak, your voice, your pitch, your frequency, your distortions, all of these different amplifications, spaces, gaps, they tell a story. So literally with 35 seconds, we can record 1 million data points, analyze 10,000, and give you a coherence score, which is a measurement of the health of your nervous system. Your nervous system is foundational to you. Everything you want to achieve in this world, emotional, psychological, physical, resilience, cell structure, stave off disease, live a long, healthy life, it all starts with your nervous system. That's the root cause of everything in our life. With a balanced nervous system, your body can do anything. But nobody's nervous system's in balance. And maybe it never was. Between nutrition and environmental toxins and the dopamine hits from social media and the blue light and the constant overstimulation and EMFs and 5G, media, fear-mongering, geopolitics, economy. I mean, we're facing a crisis here as humans. Nobody's nervous system's in balance today. But if I don't know where I'm at, I can't make those improvements. I can't, I can go get a blood test and say, hey, maybe you're deficient in vitamin D or folic acid or vitamin K. I can make changes, dietary changes based on that information. But if I have no idea the health of my nervous system, I'm just faking it till I make it. What good does that do me? This stress test is amazing. The accuracy is amazing. The ease of use is amazing. You can literally have a stool sample, have a PET scan, have a CT scan, an MRI, blood work, urinalysis. By the time medicine collates all that information, it's a snapshot in time anyway. It's not even accurate anymore. Well, the stress test is 35 seconds, and it's a direct reflection of your nervous system. Now, some of you are aware of this, but in July of 2015, Newcomb was awarded the world's first and only patent for balancing and maintaining the health of the human autonomic nervous system. It took us a while to close the loop on this. It took us a while to bring in a quantified measurement tool that was real, truth, accurate, and easy, but it's there. So now you have a closed loop. You do rescue and you do the stress test before and after. You can literally see the improvement that this is having in your nervous system. But more importantly, rescue in particular is immediate, it's profound, and it's cumulative. So for me personally, I kind of have an idea how I'm, trending. Am I doing well today? Am I balanced? Am I, attacked by the monkey mind? Am I easily sabotaged? Am I impatient? We kind of have an idea how we're tracking. But I want that specific measurement. And then I want to see, wow, even when I'm in crisis, or even when I am traveling too much, or even when I am challenging the boundaries of human endurance, my score isn't going down. I personally, since we launched this July 9th, my score doesn't go below a 90. Now, I know my lifestyle does not endear myself to a balanced nervous system, but I also know that every day I find time to do a minimum of 20 minutes of rescue. And so for 17 years, guess what I've done? I've built up a cumulative piggy bank of cellular resilience. That's my key to longevity. I drink water and I use Newcomb to manage my stress, but more importantly, balance my nervous system. Please, I know a lot of this is challenging and difficult to understand. Vibration, frequency, resonance, modulation, brainwave frequency, voice analysis, the vagus nerve, the recurrent laryngeal nerve. There's a lot of stuff. I get it. Let's simplify this. Your nervous system and the health of your nervous system is the key for you to function well, to be patient and present, to have access to being responsive to stress, to have oxygen here where I can think straight, I can learn, I can be myself. Great. I can connect with people. I can feel people. I have greater self-awareness. I have greater patience and presence. But I also have greater cellular resilience. I can get through the tough times in life with a lot more ease than I would have. I sleep really well. I dream at night. All of these elements come together to create a happy, healthy life. So if you want to live a long life, even beyond your genetic predisposition, if you want to have cellular resilience and be able to get through tough times without really getting just beaten up, balance your nervous system. Use rescue every day. Stress is never taking a holiday. Stress is never taking a holiday. So for me personally, rescue is the key. Now, rescue came to life November 5th, 2009. It's our most powerful product because we're in the business of helping people heal, helping people perform, helping people elevate, helping people. And we start by down-regulating your sympathetic tone. We go right into your midbrain and we stop the stress response. We have solved human stress at the midbrain with ease, predictability, precision. Rescue is the key. So rescue today in the rescue product on the app, there are 17 tracks. They're hidden behind numbers like 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 100, and 120, but there's 17 tracks in there. On the bottom, when you press play, you'll see the copyright and the actual track name, and it's usually an ST 3027 is the new track. Rescue 20 took us 11 years to figure out. Your brain has a central nervous system, and your central nervous system has one defined priority over everything else: self-preservation and survival. This aspect of our brain physiology creates what you'd call a locus of control. A locus of control. We maintain control. We must. Okay? So for the first 8 minutes of Rescue 30, we call this the departure lounge. See, if we just took your eyes away and your ears away and said, hey, press start, we can't just take you to theta. We can't just slow your brainwave down to the healing state of 4 hertz, which is just above deep sleep, and hold you there. Your central nervous system will not agree to that. So the first 8 minutes of Rescue 30, we call the departure lounge. We're literally taking you down. Say we take you down to 9 hertz, and we take you up to 12.3 hertz. Then we take you down to 8.7 hertz and 13.1 hertz. Those first 8 minutes, the departure lounge, we're seeking permission from your central nervous system to allow us the right and the privilege and the honor to suspend your brain at 4 hertz, the healing zone. The healing zone where your cells clean their toxins and do your cellular maintenance and your mitochondria is restored. The reason humans must sleep to stay alive is to spend time in 4 to 7 hertz theta, the healing zone. So for years, it was bizarre. Stage 4 cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, complex trauma, addiction, multiple sclerosis, you name it. Doesn't matter what the disease state is. Stress impacts the disease state. It either depreciates the body and the mind, it accelerates the disease, or it increases the symptoms. So here we are saying, hey, this is what we can do for you. We can balance your nervous system, solve your stress, improve your quality of life, reduce the symptoms, slow down the acceleration of the disease, give you restorative sleep at night. That sounds amazing. I want it. How do I do it? Well, it takes 30 minutes. They panic. Someone looks at you and says, I don't have 30 minutes. And you think to yourself, you don't have 1/48 of the day to take care of yourself? Interesting. So for 11 years, we've been trying to bend the law of physics to make the down ramp, right, shorter. And we finally did it. So 2 years ago, we launched our first Rescue 20, designed to quickly, within 5 minutes, take your brainwave function to 4 hertz, hold you there for 13 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes, we take you up. So Rescue 20 is a huge advancement for us. We were thrilled. Now, people will ask, well, now you had Power Nap for 20 minutes, and now Rescue. Which do I do, and when do I do it? And the answer is simple. Rescue is going to give you more restoration, cellular health, cellular resilience, and longevity. It is a long haul piece. Every day do Rescue 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, and you're going to live longer, better, happier, healthier. Great. If you want to perform and you want that extra kick of energy, that's what Power Nap is designed to do. So if you're looking at this on a daily basis, to me, if I have time, I'll do Rescue 20, 30, 40, 50, 70. If I want to perform, like tonight, I'm doing a presentation at 9 o'clock Eastern time, I'll do Power Nap at like 8 because I want to get that energy. So that's the difference there. Last July, we took this up another level. We created Rescue VT, and VT stands for vagal tone. But before I get into the specifics and the science behind VT, let me walk you through what we're doing. Your brain oscillates in a frequency range of 41 hertz. Everybody's brain does. We are no different. 8.4 billion people have the same operating system. 41 hertz in 5 categories. There's delta, there's theta, and there's alpha, slow waveforms from 0.5 hertz to 12 hertz in sleep. There's beta and gamma, 13 hertz to 41 hertz in action or in high frequency stress. What Dr. Holloway figured out after 19 years of invention, trial and error, discovery, tenacity, persistence, and amazing work was the software. And the software is exceptionally complicated. It has a pitch and frequency matrix. It's all math. It has isochronic waveform and binaural signal processing. Those are delivery mechanisms to present your brain with signals. It has nonlinear oscillating algorithms to ensure that the particular activating system, the pattern recognition piece of your brain, never figures out the pattern. It has all this in a software. We compose original music on top of that software. You put headphones on, you hear beautiful composed music or soundscapes or sound design or mathematics or environmental sounds. What you can't hear is the math and the physics presenting your brain with precise signals. So much like a thermostat or a metronome, we're simply just presenting your brain with signals that your brain synchronizes to. That's the goal. Now remember, the central nervous system in the control matrix, you can call it the monkey mind, you can call it distraction or anxiety, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't want to take a break. So everything that we do, the meticulous design of each track is so beyond the scope of people's understanding because the brain is so complicated. Your brain doesn't want to be managed, doesn't want to be modulated, doesn't want to be manipulated ever by anything. Your brain and your body think you have a perfect blueprint of perfect health. It's a closed loop ecosystem. So the level of sophistication is incredible. But the goal is this: suspend your monkey mind in a state of subconscious nonlinear thoughts. Go take a break. I don't need you to control me for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And in that break, as the brain slows down to 4 hertz, the body separates. You start falling into your bed. You start noting your respiration slow down. You're getting into the healing zone. And in the healing zone, your cells clean their toxins. Your mitochondria is restored, which is the key for resilience and longevity, good health and sustainability. But also, you're oxygenating the entire body, your whole organism, from your toes to your prefrontal and frontal cortex. You're getting the gift of having the physiological benefit of being a world-class meditator, and you're not. You're just pressing start on an app. Now you need headphones. Remember, your brain can't hear what we're doing, but your brain doesn't want to be managed. So without headphones, we can't deliver with great precision and predictability the signals. If you try rescue without a headphone, we can't take you to 4 hertz. It's physiologically impossible. We may be able to slow you down to 7 hertz, 8 hertz, 9 hertz, maybe even 6.5 hertz. We can't take you to 4 hertz. Furthermore, you need an eye mask. Why? Well, do you sleep with your eyes open? Do you meditate with your eyes open? Do you take a nap with your eyes open? We are visually stimulated by light. Of all the 5 senses, your visual cortex brings the most information to your brain to process. It is physiologically impossible for your brain to get into the healing state of 4 hertz with your eyes open. So these aren't luxuries. We're trying to do something that's never been done before. We're trying to take a human brain, and during the day, when your brain wants your to-do list and the chaos of emails and texts and Zooms, and we're trying to say, hey, how about if we go against inertia and slow you down with great precision and hold you at 4 hertz for as long as you can stay there and you heal? How about that? Well, to do that, you need an eye mask and a headphone. This isn't negotiable. If you want this to work and you want to balance your nervous system, you have to remove the stimulation from your eyes, and we need the closed loop over your ears. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is rescue. You can use a speaker. You can. It's not against the law. You're just never going to get to 4 hertz. You might get relaxed. If you listen to rescue in your office for a couple hours, you might feel yourself be like, yeah, I feel good. I feel relaxed. My brain isn't going crazy. In fact, I might even think about taking a nap. You could get there, but you can't get to why you're doing it. So in 2009, we launched Rescue. In 2016, after several years of innovation and continuous improvement, we launched NuCalm 2.0, where we took all the key learnings in the world of neuroscience and brain science and understanding how to predictably and precisely manage or modulate brainwave function, and we made NuCalm 2.0. At this point, it was probably 11 to 12 times stronger than NuCalm. So we're getting a really good understanding of how do we guide your brainwave like a metronome and just take it with exceptional precision and predictability. Then from 2016 to 2020, there's even more accelerated learning going on in neuroscience in the whole world. And collectively, we figured more out. We launched NuCalm 2.0 or 3.0 in 2020. We have now exponentially taken this foundational software and amazing neuroscience and just increased its efficacy 20, 30, 40 times. I mean, it's amazing what we did. At that point, we now had such strength and power and predictability and precision in our ability to use complex neuroacoustic software under music to guide your outcome, your brainwave, to any outcome we wanted, that we no longer needed the supplementation, the stimulation device, the biosignal processing discs. So that's the evolution of how we got here. But along the way, it's not just increasing the efficacy and the complexity of the physics and the math. In the world, as history would show, there's been some cool things that have come and gone, and some cool things that need to be revisited, such as the vibration of the vocal box of the Tuvan throat singers out of Mongolia, or the vibration of the tambura string instrument out of India, or the vibration and resonance of singing bowls or tuning forks. So what we've been doing over the last 5-6 years of evolution and constant innovation, and you notice this, every new track we release is stronger than anything we previously ever created. It's not that this. It's all of this plus all of these pieces. Our goal is to grip your brainwave function with exceptional precision, remembering that the brainwave doesn't want to be managed, and guide it to the outcome. So everything we add subliminally, we can do a 3D holophonic microphone recording of environmental sounds. We can do recordings of instrumentation. We add it subliminally to the basis of the software to further increase that grip, that guidance, that precision. So VT stands for vagal tone, the vagus nerve, the communication pathway of the autonomic nervous system, the governor of sympathetic tone, stress response, and parasympathetic tone, the rest response. Well, the vagal tone has a frequency. Everything in your body has a frequency. Your heart has a frequency. Your liver has a frequency. Your brainwave has frequencies. Your epidermis has frequencies. Everything has a frequency. And the frequency for most people of the vagus nerve is anywhere between 128 and 132 hertz. So we developed Rescue VT, launched it last July at 130 hertz, which is synonymous with the word VOO. 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 Some of you studied in the art of vagus nerve stimulation through humming know exactly what I just did. You can activate your vagus nerve by saying VOO. Okay? Now here's what's fun. We don't need to activate the vagus nerve. When your brain's at 4 hertz, your vagus nerve is fully activated. When your brain is at 4 hertz, your body's in the healing zone. You see, Blake's brilliance was that he took the brainwave function right to the source. This is just additive. This is just going to help the experience. So if it takes us 5 minutes in Rescue 20 to slow down your brainwave to 4 hertz, when you put the headphones on and you lay down with the eye mask and you say VOO, humming out loud, you actually accelerate the slowdown of your monkey mind. So we can add additional oomph to the precision and the relaxation response of Rescue. So Rescue VT and you can hear it. There's a constant theme of a certain frequency. That's 130 hertz. Rescue VT 20 minutes is 5 minutes down, 8 minutes or 18 or 14 minutes on the floor, 2 minutes up. The most powerful nervous system intervention and balancing act ever created. That's what Rescue 20 VT is. Now, something we know about life and the body and the brain, the healing zone is a place you want to spend as much time in as possible. Now, many of you who are mature and advanced newcomers, you know, your brain is smarter than this technology. So if I select Rescue 70, maybe at 31 minutes, I get up. I get bored. I kind of just come to, because at this moment in time, my nervous system has been fully balanced and I've been fully restored on a cellular level. I can't stay in there. Ideally, it'd be amazing if you stayed into Newcomb Rescue like 2 hours a day. Who knows? You might live to be 165 years old. The more you're in that state, the more you're healing, restoring, growing, and evolving. The less you're in that state, stress is knocking that cell structure down. So Rescue 20 VT is an amazing advancement and additive to all the foundational work we've already done. So why would we not extend and expand upon that? That's the derivation of Rescue 40 VT, Rescue 40 vagal tone. 40 minutes, but it's 5 down and 30 plus minutes on the floor of 4 hertz. And again, 2 minutes up. That's what Rescue VT 40 is. Now, some people ask a simple question, which makes good sense. If I love Rescue VT 20, why don't I just loop that twice instead of doing 40? You absolutely can do anything you want. You are the governor of your biorhythm, and you know your body and your mind better than anybody does. But let me tell you the physics that you have to overcome. Rescue 20 VT, 5 minutes down. Okay. 2 minutes up. Remember the 2 minutes up. So after I cycle through that, I'm at 15 hertz when I'm done. Now I have to go 5 minutes down, 2 minutes up. Or, so you can tell, 5 minutes, 13, 2. 5 minutes, 13, 2. So I'm in theta, 4 hertz for 26 minutes if I cycle 2 Rescue VT 20s. But if I do Rescue 40, I'm in for 5, I'm up for 2. 33 minutes in 4 hertz. So that would be the only reason not to do the Rescue 20 VT twice, looping it over 40. VT vagal tone. It is not necessity. We don't need it. But boy, has it had an impact. Years ago, talking to our production team, trying to figure out a vernacular and words that describe what we do. And it's impossible because they don't exist in the human language. But I remember Dan Celine, our producer, said, Jim, words cannot describe what we do, but humans will know when we've done it. And so when we launched Rescue VT 20 in July of last year, we knew we had done it because all the people that we serve across 106 countries of all walks of life felt it. What did you guys do? How did you do it? So that is the genesis of the next level plateau. So now we take Rescue VT as a foundation. Now this is the starting line for the future. Now we can do Rescue VT 20, Rescue VT 40. And for those of you who are masterminds, on Tuesday, we launched the second edition of Rescue VT 20. And we said in the literature, this is for the advanced newcomer. It's even stronger and more effective than the Rescue 20 VT, which is currently the most popular track in the world. So popular track in the world, 106 countries, people all over the world using Newcomb. When we launched the new products and the new 119 hours of programs, our usage has grown exponentially. And we're talking like January 19th, we're doing 1.3 million minutes of Newcomb a day globally. We're over 3 million minutes a day. The daily usage habits has grown 217%. And Rescue VT20 is the #1 track in the world. This has never happened before. As soon as we released Deep Sleep became the #1 track in the world. And for years, the top like 8 out of 10 tracks was all Deep Sleep. Summer Rain, Sonic Essence, Sleep Melodies, Summer Nights, you name it. It didn't matter, but it was always Deep Sleep. Today, Rescue VT20 is 2 times as much usage as Pacific Ocean Deepest Sleep. I mean, it's amazing what we've created. So this will be the foundation moving forward. Now, this year, we have an exceptional, incredible product offering coming your way. 2009 to 2017, we had 4 tracks. That's all we had. We didn't launch anything new. We were still trying to figure it all out. We were doing the patents. We were doing the FDA, Health Canada, military approval, surgical procedures. We were still in this.
It's taking a long time and I need to do stuff. So you can catch that up later. Just get the app. That's all you need to do. Get the app. It's not hard. It's easy.